in my youth.
Hey, welcome to the channel, the only channel on YouTube where you can get a mostly professional tarot card reading from my haunted house in a creepy graveyard. Check out the description, check out the pinned comment. If I can get 5+ subscribers, I will do free yes or no tarot. You can also get a paid reading. Everything you need to know is in the description. All readings start at $5. You can get the $5 what you need to know right now. $5, 5+ minutes, 5+ cards. You can also get the taco box, which you can ask up to 3 questions. You get 7+ minutes, 7+ cards. You get the 11/11 love reading, the $20 past, present, future, or the $30 general reading. Just going to put some things in the chat, and then I'm going to do a free collective message. There's also PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Super Chat to pay for your readings. Here's the PayPal link. Here's the Venmo link. And of course, the Super Chat button is below. The Cash App link is in the pinned comment. Check out my music. There's a link to check out my original music on the channel. This is not a tarot channel. Let me be real clear with you. This channel belongs to a musician and an artist. I am that musician and artist. My name is Stormy. Okay. My life is my message. The channel's about my life, pretty much. I do live tarot and live music on the live streams. If you would like to get a tarot card reading, everything you need to know is in the description. I'm not a trained monkey, so please don't treat me like one. Not from someone who would treat me like that. Sorry. Have a nice day. I'll put you in timeout for a little bit and let you think about what you're saying to me and how you're treating me. Okay? Before I hide you from the channel and report you. I'll give you a chance to decide if you would like your privacy completely disregarded by Google and YouTube before I hide you from the channel and report you for that right there. Spirit, I'm calling forth our most trusted and strongest spirit guides for anyone who may be in the chat, may come to the chat later, may watch the replay. of course, we all go through wondering what the unknown may be. But what does the unknown look like to you? During the passing of time? What are your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, and the judgments that you've made upon what might be known and unknown to you in your reality? A spirit clarifying it through the number 1, color green. The direction of this card is about the self, as it is titled The Unknown. We are all pilgrims on the path to the unknown. We sit in awe and wonder at the architecture of power. Ripen the receptive void within you like a womb accepting a seed, and open yourself to the unknowable, to what is unfamiliar to you, so that the energy of what you need in order to be whole can flow into you. When you think of yourself as an entity separate from power, you'll obstruct the current, and power will defeat you. Identify the form of power that you want, what you want to accomplish, build, create, or be. And become that, so that there is no separating you from the power. But this being the clarification of your thoughts, your feelings, and your judgment on things. There's always going to be, you know, of course, a lot of self-doubt and a lot of questioning that you might have in regards to where you're going and what the unknown might bring. But like I said before in the beginning, when you dwell on what's unknown, when you dwell on what's happening in the world within regards to what will happen, what will be, what could be, remember that you're creating even more unknown. So if you don't give yourself the idea of creating, if you don't give yourself the idea of thoughts, if you don't give yourself the idea of, you know, what you would like to happen next or see next in your vision, you know, you will stay in this rinse, repeat, recycle kind of energy. So I just would like you to know that if you're coming into this chat to harass me and to spam and to talk down to me, I will report you and hide you. And then Google Analytics and Google and YouTube will take your private information or any kind of information that you have in regards to where you are, who you are, where you live, what your IP address is, maybe even your MAC address. So you sign a terms of service when you get on the YouTube platform or you use Google. And you have to abide by those terms of service. And when you don't abide by those terms of service and you get reported or you get hidden from channels, YouTube identifies that you don't want to be a genuine part of the community. So when you start acting like a jerk and I start reporting you, or one of the moderators starts reporting you, just know that you're handing over your private information for them to investigate you and look into see what and where and why you're doing what you're doing on their platform. So just remember that. Just remember, when you break terms of service, you get reported for something as small as just wanting to rage bait somebody, troll them, hurt their feelings. Don't think that you can just hide behind some username and get away with it. So if you would like to hand over your private information, sure, go ahead and say what you need to say, but you know, your privacy is compromised even more so than it probably already is using a platform like YouTube or Google. Hey Metal Rain, hey Worms, welcome to the chammy. I wouldn't say that YouTube is so lame as much as the trolls are, you know. Let me see if I can make this chat a little bigger so I can see a little better. Yeah, just a little bit. They're all right though. I just don't understand like why people want to you know, egg on being doxxed by Google and YouTube legally. You see what I'm saying, Worms? You know what I mean. You know, and I'm not sure why they think or feel that even hiding behind a VPN will protect them. That's even the funnier. That's an even funnier part for me to think about. Sound is off. Oh, you just missed somebody treating me like a trained monkey, and then somebody else spamming a whole bunch of words and saying ridiculous shit about how I should stop reading. You can't hear anything? That's weird. Can you hear me, Worms? Okay, I'm gonna get a drinky treat. I'll be right back. You're kidding me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. Really? Unbelievable. For his first day on the job, and they let him go 2.5 hours later. Wow. Where was this supposed job? Oh my god, you're kidding me. That sure is the universe for you. Well, all I can say is, wow. It was just meant to be for him, you know? Maybe the job that let him go, you know, wasn't going to work out anyways in the long run. So Spirit was like, no, let's switch it this way so that he'll be able to actually feel some ambition instead of feel whatever could have happened or come on as a result from the 2.5 hours of wasting his time, you know? Oh, that's good. I got the feeling that I was just about to ask you, is it union? Is this new job going to stick with Richard? Just curious. Yeah. We got the love card. I think that's saying that he's going to learn to love that job and appreciate it. And appreciate himself more through that. He's back as Larry. Okay. He plays a great Larry, I'll be honest. I almost can't tell the difference between the original actor and Richard's voice. I can like it whether he likes it or not. So, I switched the vet appointment for the dog from today to a couple days from now. Just to make sure that I'm taking him in, on a warmer day. It was pretty cold today. And, I think it'll just be safer that way. Hey Ari, how are you, sweetheart? You already fed up with this here? No shit. Screenshots of recent arguments you've had. Me and your roommate are no longer friends. I can send screenshots. Oh my god. What happened, honey? You don't have to send screenshots. I believe you. He's a Metal Rain's roommate. Yeah, what happened, Ari? I'll be right back. I'm back. Wow, Metal Rain, really? Interesting. So, what happened between you and your roommate, Ari? What's happening? Can you move back to your mom's? guys get in a fight over food or something again? Hey, Frank and Dad.
Oh, baby.
What you doing?
Oh, I'm here to visit you.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Your friend Josh is sad you won't be getting Gemma. Just doing a live.
Oh.
Oh, I believe you. There was a girl Ninja Turtle. I must have been too young or too old for that. Alright, just tell me what happened. Don't send me screenshots. Don't make me read more than I have to. Just tell me what it was over. Food? A guy? Okay, I just asked you if you could just go back to your mom's. Can you? Can you just go back to mom's? Well, then if you feel a bit lazy right now, so do we. You can send them if you want, but I might not read them right now. Okay? You okay? Are you watching your dinner, or am I going to have to watch it?
I already ate.
Okay, you ate. That's good.
I already finished and I ate and everything.
Was it good?
It was great with the lemon and olive oil.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you liked the dinner. Yeah, I don't think I remember that metal ring. Ari, just go back to your mom's house. You'll be a lot happier. So you can actually find somebody that you can trust to move in with. I promise it'll just work out a whole lot better. You know, help your mom out with what you can. Financially, if you can. I'm pretty sure she won't mind helping you. He did answer. He said he does. You're not doing that? Okay. Well, it's up to you, sweetheart. You can either, you know, stay where you are and be unhappy, or go back to where you were and be a little more stable and unhappy. Possibly even a little bit safer. Okay, so it doesn't make you a quitter because you live with your parents or you go back to them. Do you understand that? You understand that, right? So whoever's making you think that you're a quitter because you don't leave the bitch you're living with who's a complete cunt and doesn't match or even totally line up with your vibrational energy and go back to your mom, doesn't make you a quitter. And whoever's making you think that you're a quitter or would be a quitter because of that is an absolute fucking asshole, cunt, and a stupid dumb bitch. Okay. Okay, you literally crawled out of your mother's hole. Okay? You didn't crawl out of your roommate's hole. Alright? And for you to say that you're a quitter to go back to your mom, that would probably hurt your mom's feelings. So I'm going to be sticking up for your mom here for a second. Okay, because she gave you life, not the bitch you're living with. Do you understand me? See, I don't have a mom. Okay, so don't take yours for granted. And say that you're any kind of quitter by going back to someone who gave you life. Don't piss me off. Okay, because when it comes to mama, it's Team Mama over here. All right. So do not call yourself a quitter because of that woman who gave you life. Life. Yes, you do have a blue username as a mod. Or did you just see that? I think you've been a mod for quite a while. Are you okay? Do you need a drink? Well, I understand that you are determined to be independent in any way that you can without your mom helping. Okay? I understand that that's important to you. Alright? But that doesn't mean that you have to put yourself through any kind of suffering to live with someone who would lie, steal, cheat, and rob you. I mean, of course, unless mom is lying, stealing, cheating, and robbing you. You see what I'm saying? You still have a wrench. I see the wrench on my side. What's it showing you? I mean, the only other option I could think of is, you know, move to a hostel then. That's all I can think of. Oh no, you're definitely in hell. If you think hell's someplace else other than Earth, you're wrong. If you think it's somewhere underground, you're wrong. It's right here, babe. And let me tell you, it's gonna get worse. So, hold on to your panties. This is only 21. Wait till you're 31. You're 31, all this stuff you're saying is not going to matter. Because, see, you're already independent. You're already out in the world. You're already everything you're ever going to be. You just don't realize it yet. And more. And your life is going to be so much better than it was even 10 years ago and 10 years from now. Based on the thoughts and the actions and the feelings that you have, and the action and the reactions you face upon those different types of Yep, this is a happy hour live. I won't be doing the late night show till late night. In fact, let me make sure that the I kind of just get the vibe, Ari, that it's like you think that you're going to be a loser or a quitter or not an independently thinking grown woman just because you have the help of your family. We come from very, very different places, you and I, with very, very different moral and valuable backgrounds. Not saying that either one of them is better, but I'm just saying that obviously what's different about them is better for both of us. But trust me, You have a very, very wonderful opportunity in front of you if you have anyone in your family that can support you while you are trying to make happy, healthy, harmonious leaps towards being independently happy, maybe independently wealthy, maybe more independently free thinking. I'm just saying, you know, it would be very easy for you to live with someone like your mom and pay your rent and still be independent. It doesn't mean that you have to exchange your sex life or your independence or your freedom or your education or even your nightlife or your friend life. It doesn't mean that you have to dumb down any of that, okay? You can still have a happy and harmonious relationship with anybody and live with your family. It's just my opinion on it. You can do so much better than living in a situation where you're not happy. No one said go back to mom and mooch off her. No one said go back to mom, you know, and give up. Just that it might be a little bit safer for you and a little bit more common sense to go back to mom for a little bit until you can find the right roommate that you can count on, where you're going to be in a situation where you're not going to starve or get raped or get kicked out or get beaten or get locked out. You know, maybe a situation where you're actually on the lease. You've actually agreed to who's going to pay what bills, how you're going to deal with food, things like that. Yeah, but you've also been a married man, a widow, okay? You have had a lot more life experience than Ari. And a lot more time to have a lot more different experience than Ari at almost 21 years old. Or at 21 years old. Sorry, Ari, forgot you had a birthday. So do you see what I'm saying, Metal Rain? Like, I mean, like, I wouldn't personally look down at you like that if like the way you had said in the past how you weren't comfortable with going back. But I can understand with what you've been through, where you've been, where you want to be, and at your age, why you might not go back to your dad's because it's such a trigger because you don't like the neighborhood. And of course, I remember you saying he won't leave. He won't leave wherever it was that you guys are originally from in California. So that's not your fault. Should you go back? Sure, yeah, you should go back. But, you know, not if at your age you feel that that's going to be the right thing for you to do. But at the end of the day, can you really do what you're doing forever? Do you see what I mean? Same with you, Ari. Can you really do what you're doing forever? You know, where would you be? Where would you be if you were living somewhere where you were a little bit more happy harmoniously? Whether it was with your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, your lover, your friend. Because I know right now, Ari, what you're in is toxic. Okay? And probably a lot more toxic than what Metal Rain is dealing with. Because first of all, Metal Rain actually has a family member within his circle, and within his vortex at home, where he can actually say, hey bro, blah, 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 blah. Whereas you don't even have a family member there, Ari, where you're at, living with this woman who disrespects you and doesn't even look at you like you're an equal. These are some things you should think about, Ari. Oh, she left. I guess I'm talking to myself. Woe is me. So, Middle Rain, I think that puppy Rooney maybe might have had a mini stroke. So I think maybe what he had in September might have been just possible, just incredible extreme pain from them playing and them knocking out his tooth. But now I think that, no, I'm talking about, remember when I told you I think that he had another seizure spell? I think actually what has happened is he's had possibly a minor stroke, and that he possibly has some kind of underlying infection from the other tooth because of the bad breath. And when I try to look in his mouth, he does not want me to touch it. The pawing at the ears. There's just a couple of things that point to couple things, but we're going to go in a couple days, about 24 hours. We're going to go and see the doctor and see what she says, but I don't think it's cancer. I don't think that it was a mini seizure. I think that it was definitely maybe possibly a miniature stroke, and because dogs are wired differently than human beings, he's bounced back pretty quickly, because the way that a dog's brain is wired is differently than a human being's. So if there was a clot or something, it just kind of passed through, because the way the brain is. Can a mini stroke cause a regular stroke? Yes. If I don't go and get him treated, if I just wait and don't do anything, he could end up possibly having a regular stroke. But because so many of the other labs on his blood work are so good, such good numbers, it rules out things like cancer, myeloma, pancreatitis, gallbladder issues, gallstones, kidney stones, things like that. And it shows that it's quite possibly that he probably has a underlying root infection in his mouth with the other tooth, possibly. I don't know how the dog has bounced back, other than, there are a lot of other different labs that are very healthy in regards to age and his weight, his size, and things like that. Yeah, it is a stroke regardless, and I'm thinking that because it took 4 days for him to kind of go back to being normal. See, when he had the initial issue in September, it was like, okay, the girls and him were just playing, and then Ruby shoulder butted him, and he went backwards and started freaking out and everything, and it only lasted for a minute, and then he bounced back 5 minutes later or so. There was really not a whole lot of, there really was not a whole lot of scary aftermath. But what was very scary about the first time is the initial freak out phase, which looked like, the dog paddling and the weird grand mal seizure kind of thing. But there are other things that can cause can kind of cover that kind of stuff up. And, she wasn't ready to do any kind of blood work or any kind of anything on him until, she felt that maybe he had an infection with the tooth that got knocked out. So they took the tooth out, right? Put him on antibiotics. He was fine. 4 months passed, and then almost 4 months to the date, he had this episode on January 10th. But what was so weird is that, like, there was nothing different. Like, there was nothing, like, I didn't notice anything happening. Like, I mean, this dog is with me all the time, unless I'm going to the supermarket, and I did not go to the supermarket that day. I did not go to the supermarket the day before. In fact, I had been home, like, the whole time because of a couple of issues with the car. I mean, unless he had, you know, the mini stroke in the middle of the night or the morning when I was sleeping. But we woke up on that Sunday morning. Everybody ate breakfast. Dogs ate breakfast. Everything was fine. We went for our morning walk. We come back in, and he's acting like he's looking at me like he has to go back outside to have, usually if he does have, like, have to do a number 2 and it's kind of like not solid, it's going to be running, he's like, "Arr," like he like tells me like I must go out, mommy. So I took him back outside, but nothing was really abnormal about, but he did have to take a number 2, but nothing was really abnormal. But finally got the blood work back, and after evaluating it, it's just like, it's kind of like showing that he possibly had a mini stroke and may have sepsis. But the only reason that he's really just bounced back from having a miniature stroke and possible underlying sepsis is because he is incredibly healthy. So but I don't know, because sepsis turns really quick. Sepsis can turn like that. So I'm not 100% sure that he has sepsis. Oh wow, yeah, I remember you talking about that stroke. But the thyroid, kidneys, and liver is off with a high white blood cell count. So that entails more of a, you know, especially with the way that he's acting when he eats and pawing at his ears, and his eyes being swollen underneath is showing me in the smell in his mouth. Like he won't let me like touch it and look at it. So I think that he quite possibly may have, you know, the infection from the tooth that needs to probably be taken out. Yeah, you're right. Sepsis can end you within hours or less. I've seen that. I've seen it. So he got his blood work done, not this past Monday, but the Monday before that. And, you know, it's a week later, so if he has sepsis, I don't really understand why, you know, there's no signs of it. So probably what she'll do is put him on a antibiotic and start treating the thyroid. And I've already been detoxing the kidney and the liver. I think the kidney and the liver issues are mild, as well as the thyroid issue. I'm so sorry that happened to your mom, Worms. That sucks. So primary hypothyroidism with secondary infection. This is a common diagnosis where the low thyroid is the root cause. Hypothyroidism weakens the immune system, making dogs, especially small breeds like Chihuahuas, highly susceptible to secondary bacterial infections such as skin, ear, urinary tract infection, which would explain the high WBC count. And then there's Ythroid 6 syndrome. Oh, I read it. That's going to be so much fun. I really can't wait. So the high white blood cell count and organ issues has caused the body to kind of shut down its thyroid production temporarily to save energy. If this is the case, treating the thyroid directly would not help. So the vet must treat the underlying infection or organ issue first. Secondary, there could be metabolic stress, mild kidney and liver elevations, secondary findings in hypothyroid in dogs. But I only read that Andy was gonna come on. I only you're gonna add him on this 4th. That's what I heard. So that's pretty exciting. Sorry about the alarm. Oh, okay. You're adding him after the read-through for tomorrow's end. Okay. Alrighty. Awesome. That'll be really cool. Resistance, how are you today? Nice to see you. Welcome back to the haunted house. Let me check and see where I'm at with my percentage. Looks like I'm at 70%. Yep, I'm going to be going soon, so if anybody wants to buy a reading, go ahead and make a purchase now. If not, I will be back later tonight for a live, and we can hang out then. You can get a reading then. I'll bring back the spirit box, and I'll probably start in about an hour and a half. Probably start about midnight Eastern Standard Time. It's nice to see you too. I am the Resistance. I'll be right back. Hey Tex, how are you? Okay, you gonna catch me later? Alright, I'll be back around midnight. If anybody wants to get a paid reading, I'm just leaving it open for another 5 minutes. But I will be back at midnight. Alright, y'all. I'll be back at midnight. You get to yourself with your thoughts. See you then.